Well, what a show today. First day back at work. Goodness me.
Well, look, lots of things have taken place. The biggest story in the world, and the fact that this is the biggest story in the world is weird. We all know about what happened on Kiss Cam and the Coldplay concert.
Yep.
We've all picked over the bones of it. It's been 4 days of enjoying the juicy gossip and succo, whatever, etc. I heard a different perspective from a psychologist calling for some compassion, saying if you have a single moment where you think you're living life in the shadows or you're having a moment of private whatever, do you deserve to be pulled apart like this? So we might put it to the pub test.
Also, you've been on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, I have.
I've been on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, you have.
We both got judged and criticised.
Yeah, and it's hard. The public love to see you being told off. Should you answer back? The answer is no, as Osher Ginsburg discovered last night.
As the door hit him on his sequin bum. Also, the tribal drummer's beating. Dr. Chris Bown put a nice post about his dad turning 80.
Yes, Dave Hughes only skimmed over it and said, mate, sorry for your loss. Tribal drum is going to beat for, I don't think I've read that correctly. And I went to Tasmania with my youngest son for 5 days in the holidays. It was fab, but let me tell you all about it.
Enjoy the podcast.
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda,
Miss Keller. Amanda.
doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
What is it you can't face?
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
But are you an idiot?
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Top of the morning to you, Amanda.
We're back.
We're back, baby.
Did you miss me?
I missed your little face.
Did you? How about the one I'm wearing now?
I missed that one as well.
Excellent. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, I just want to say from the get-go, Mushroom Woman, I knew it. I knew she did it. I knew she tried to bump her former husband off before. It was going to happen, and justice is done.
Isn't it interesting that story seems so long ago thanks to the CEO pashing off and being caught in the case cam at Coldplay?
What about that?
We're going to talk about that. So much to talk about. Also, let me just say this. Everyone's a winner. Every caller who makes it to air today gets a double pass to MJ the Musical.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Well, it's Michael.
What else have you got?
Oh, he's got a bunch of noises.
Sounds like he's being stabbed.
No, that's what he...
Yeah. Do you think Quincy Jones said, let's try and get some songs, Michael? That's his Rolf Harris phase.
Okay, Michael.
Well, MJ the Musical, the show is absolutely extraordinary. Every caller who makes it to it today gets tickets to see MJ.
You look well
the
rested.
Musical.
You look good.
Thank you. I had a great holiday. I went to Tasmania with my son Jack, for about 5 days.
What an adventure.
Brilliant.
How many times was something lost?
Travels with my son. Well, yes, there's all of that. I'll tell you all of that. I went to the South Coast for a couple of days with my brother and sister-in-law. I had a lovely break.
I was down the South Coast. I went State of Origin down at Bateman's Bay.
Did you?
Bateman's Bay is depressing these days. What's happened to Bateman's Bay?
Someone else said that to me. Bateman's Bay used to be brilliant.
The place was all closed down. It was like a meth paradise.
That's what somebody else has said to me, too.
We stayed at this hotel and I thought, geez, I'm going to get murdered in this joint.
Yeah, and were you? Spoiler alert.
No, I'm still alive. And then we went State of Origin at the Soldiers Club. I will say this, the Soldiers Club at Bateman's Bay is great. It's like God's waiting room, but it was great.
And I will also say
And then we watched the State of Origin and we watched us suck.
Well,
dreadfully.
remember, I picked the Maroons with my dart throwing.
Yes.
The Lord speaks through me.
And you in turn speak through other parts of your body. Well, good-o.
Well, let's do it. Let's get started, shall we, with the Magnificent Seven. Let's remember how this show goes. Here's question number 1, and give us a call. Remember, you're up from MJ, the Musical tickets. FaceTime is a feature of which brand of phone?
Jam Nation. Gold butter 1.7. Hello there, it's Jonesy and Amanda. Thanks to Mojo Homes. It's nice to be back in the old Hacienda. Everything looks to be okay. No one's Jan Brown the desk or Mark Latham the desks.
What about that?
Mark Latham.
What about that?
Can I just say, for an old bloke, he was doing all right with the,
Oh, Brendan, he's a pig.
Okay, no, but just...
And he himself has said, all my mates are saying, aren't you the lucky one?
Yeah,
Give me a break.
Is it
She's an OnlyFans actor.
Is she an OnlyFans?
Yes.
No.
Sounds like you'd like to look her up right this minute. He was texting her during Parliament.
Right.
And was photographing other women from Parliament and sending photos to her of them.
I didn't know that.
Oh, well, if you'd read it rather than just going, she's all right, you might have known some of the story.
Healy, clearly...
Healy, you can't even
Clearly
speak.
touched a nerve here. I just saw it in the newspaper yesterday. That was the first.
And you thought, isn't he doing well
I didn't
for
say
himself?
4. I just went, well, he's 64. She's 37. I didn't know about that.
There's a whole range of stuff going on at the moment. Are people entitled to their own private lives?
Yep.
And of course, yes, they are. The text between the two of them are pretty foul. She's saying he's abused her, so that's where that is.
Of course.
He's denying that, but there's accusations that he pooed on her, all kinds of things. I'm sorry, but when you go, isn't he doing well for himself? Read the story.
Hang on a minute.
Read the story.
I didn't know. Well, I was on holidays. I didn't know that.
All kinds of accusations that he's saying aren't true or were consensual.
Is that an
whatever
accidental
it might be.
thing or a thing?
I don't know.
Because sometimes that can
She
happen.
said she was degraded through their relationship.
Oh, God.
So, so when you say, oh, look at those two, and he's sending you sexy things, isn't that nice? There's more to the story.
Good on you.
Good on you.
Wow.
Mister, just look at her in a bikini and think, that's nice, dear.
Well, I just, I'm on holidays. Man's got to take a break. We have the Magnificent 7. There are 7 questions.
No one has been happier for Kiss Cam than Mark Latham.
Yeah, I know. And answer all 7 questions.
And there's
quickly.
Donald Trump saying, what a relief.
No, what about that? That's another kettle of fish. John's in Picton.
Hello, John.
How are you?
Good morning. Welcome back.
Thank you, Johnny.
John.
I just find when we go on holidays, I take a breather from social media and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I just did jobs around the house. Fix lights, did
Look at women in
concreting.
swimming costumes and he's doing okay for himself.
Okay, before we got on our high horse, I just saw the Telegraph.
You're on a low
yesterday,
horse.
And I just looked and went, oh, yeah, and that's the extent of normal people in life. They don't really read past the 4th paragraph in a story. I look at the pictures. Isn't that right, John?
That's correct, mate.
Thank you, John.
Question number 1 for here, John. FaceTime is a feature on which brand of phone?
Apple.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, you're off to see Michael Jackson. That's why he's cheering you on there.
Yes, yeah, beauty. Actually looking forward to that. That'd be nice.
MJ the Musical. Hair that's shaved up on the sides, leaving a strip in the middle, is often spiked up and known as what?
Mohawk.
Which brings you, John, to question number 3, the not-so-secret sound. Duh. John, pay close attention. What's this sound?
No idea.
Is that MJ the Musical?
That's MJ the Musical.
Can I have that again?
Sure.
Sure. What, you want Michael?
No. The secret sound.
Any,
There's a Barbie. Can I have a clue?
No, we can't give you... Did you say...
Like a Barbie thing?
It's Barbie. No, it's not
No,
Barbie.
it's not Barbie.
No, there's no Barbie.
Sorry, John.
Do you know the answer to this? 135522 is our number. I've got to get my radio face back on. I've forgotten what this is all about.
Yeah. You've forgotten that when you open your mouth, people are listening.
And Jeremiah Rye's away because he started his new deal now. What about this? Jeremiah Rye now works 2 days a week.
And I'm guessing it's not today.
It's not today, so I've got to do all his stuff as well.
Jonesy and Amanda. Sam Nation.
Podcast.
We're into the Magnificent 7.
Right
And
to question number 3. Duh. It's not so secret sound. It's going to Tony in Bathurst. Hello, Tony.
Good morning, you guys, and welcome back.
Thanks,
Thank you, Tony.
You're off to see MJ the Musical. Well done.
That's so good.
That's MJ going, whoa. But have a listen to this.
yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, definitely sounds like Elmo.
It's Elmo.
Yeah, that was Michael, not Elmo.
Oh, I haven't said that. There are some similarities.
Clearly that. Which rapper gave himself the title Mr. Worldwide? Was it A, Pitbull, B, Rottweiler, or C, Boxer?
Let's go with Pitbull.
It was Pitbull. Which brings you to question 5. In golf, what colour is the Masters jacket?
Oh, God, I got no idea. Green?
It is green. You
green.
did have an idea, Tony.
You know what? What does it mean if someone says you're crying wolf?
False alarm?
Yeah, that's right.
false alarm.
False alarm. Here's question 7. You've come all the way through to question 7. I think somehow you'll know the answer to that. At which concert were 2 senior executives caught cheating through the kiss cam?
Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Play. It was all yellow indeed.
Yeah. In a whole state.
It was.
In a sky full of stars. How come I had to pick you out?
Well, congratulations to you, Tony. You've won the Jam Pack. It's all coming away. A $100 TVSN shopping voucher, the ultimate shopping experience. Tickets for you and 3 friends to 4 Letters of Love, starring Pierce Brosnan and Helena Bonham Carter in the heartfelt British drama. And Jonesy and Amanda caricatures for you to colour in some standard pencils. I say, Tone, anything you'd like to add to this?
I'd just like to say thank you, guys.
Carry on about your business.
Tony, you're welcome, and I hope you enjoy MJ the Musical. Everyone who makes it to here today. It's having cardiac arrest. I think you've overdone
Going
it.
to work.
I think you've overdone it, Brendan.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Jonesy and Amanda. Eating tongue. It's like the Christmas party all over again.
Quite. So you kept your job this year.
I must say, it's nice to be back. It's nice to see your smiling little face.
Thank you. And what about this one I've got on right now?
So you look well rested.
Thank you. It's what 2 weeks holiday is all about.
That's great. I'm just thumbing through the Jarmanac, our big book of musical facts. Well, this is interesting. On this day in 2003, Coldplay released their hit Clocks. Can you
Coldplay, have
believe?
they been in the news lately?
Yes.
Have they?
You might have seen that story on the Jumbotron at the Coldplay concert. They do a bit of a kiss cam, and then Chris Martin makes a bit of a comment about stuff. And old mate CEO is there.
And the woman who's head of the HR department.
The HR department of all places.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they're going around. In case you've been living under a rock and you've missed out on this, they've zoomed in.
Oh, look at this.
And the way he scooched down, I've had a lot of chats with people, and some people have said they should have brazened it out. Would have that worked out okay?
It would have, because it was only that he ducked down.
Yeah.
She looked awkward. Chris Martin made a point. A girl filmed it because she thought that looks funny. Bang, viral.
And now the guy has had to leave his job.
Yeah, a lot of people have been making jokes, about, well, finally Coldplay's had 2 big hits, meaning those created 2 new singles.
Yeah.
And saying that this story is everything that everyone hates. CEOs, HR and Coldplay.
And also, what a hell of a way to find out that your husband's into Coldplay. Anyway, celebrating its birthday today is this by Coldplay.
Jam Nation.
Gold 101.7. Hello there, it's Jonesy and Amanda. They've been quiet of late, haven't they, old Coldplay?
Hardly hear them mentioned over the weekend.
Possible shower today, 19 degrees in the city and in our west. Right now it's 10 degrees. That song, 2003, it came out on this day all those years ago.
Well,
Clocks.
let's talk about... No, we're not going to...
Oh, we're not?
No, it's not the pub test. Not the pub test.
Okay, well, I've got the atmosphere in there.
You're ready to go into the pub too early.
Oh, that's coming up next, the pub test.
It is, but we are going to talk about this whole situation of the CEO and the HR woman who have been caught canoodling on Jumbotron at Coldplay. And it's interesting because there's a couple of ways of looking at this. It's united the whole world in the glee that we've all felt at this situation. It's gone hugely viral. A girl filmed this because she saw, as we said earlier, an unusual reaction to the Jumbotron when they're enjoying watching the show. Suddenly, oh, God, it's us. He ducks down, she turns around, looks uncomfortable.
So when it came up on the Jumbotron screen, and I know I've been on holiday, so I've sort of just, dipped into the periphery of this, there would have been 10,000 people that saw that, so there would have been a lot of people filming that particular moment.
Well, not necessarily.
Was it the Jumbotron? Who's responsible?
Well, the thing is, Chris Martin says, well, they're either obviously having an affair or they're shy, making a joke. And it was a young girl or young woman who filmed then, who was filming that, and she thought, this looks uncomfortable and funny, and just posted it thinking it's a funny video.
Yeah,
and then she has said after that, she said this phrase saying, look, I don't know who they are. I didn't know any of that. Maybe I feel a bit bad for them. But she said here, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I've spoken to a few people just over the break about this particular thing. There's not much sympathy for the couple, that's for sure.
It's interesting, isn't it, that, as I said, it seems to have united the world in things that people don't like, which are CEOs, HR, Coldplay to many people.
Yeah.
And but there's another way also of looking at this, because the glee that people have felt, and I've shared memes, I've laughed at it, I've enjoyed it all too. But then I saw on socials a psychologist, and she's walking her dog, which is why she sounds breathless here. But after a few days of all the stories about he's quit his job, he's made a comment, no, he hasn't, that was fake, she said this, here's a picture of her family, here's his family. After a few days of all of that, I heard this and it kind of brought me up short.
I just feel so heartbroken for those two people, for their families, for their children, but also for everyone who's witnessing the tearing apart of these two people online, because what it says to all of us is that if you get caught in the shadows, if you get caught vulnerable, making a mistake, making a poor decision, you too could lose absolutely everything. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know these people. They've done what millions of people do. Millions of people have affairs. And actually, as a psychologist, having sat with lots of people who have had affairs, I always end up feeling just compassion for them and understanding, because when you truly understand someone's situation, attachment, history, relationships, it makes sense. And the message it sends to all of us is that what kind of person makes that choice to post a meme just for a few views without knowing anything about the situation?
Well, that's some interesting perspective, but if you're going to go to an event like that, you don't have a PDA with your side piece.
No one's saying that they haven't been stupid. But how do you feel about this absolute massive fallout? Anita, who I do my podcast with.
Yeah, what does she think?
Well, she's a forensic psychologist, and she deals every day with people who are in front of the courts or in front of the police in some way. And she's always said, how would you feel if you were constantly defined by the worst mistake you've ever made?
Yeah.
And these people up on this big screen have families. What a huge mistake they've made. But it's
like if someone drink drives or does anything else in your life. There's a million things that you can do wrong. Just even doing this job, you can do. You're seconds away from saying something that's going to get you into trouble.
Or if someone was on the Jumbotron and vomited. Or, had an accident on themselves or whatever. It's so easy to be shamed. It's so easy to be humiliated.
I was thinking as I was coming to work just about this, and I don't know if you saw, there's a lady in a triathlon and she's running along and she's posted a picture of her running along and she's had her period while she's running and she's included...
She posted the picture.
She posted the picture. And people go, why would you cut that out? And she said, I own my womanhood or whatever. But then I thought the deeper issue with that is... Are you getting on the front foot? Because someone else might have taken a picture and said, look at this lady, better take better care of yourself or whatever. So you're trying to go on the front foot and stop it from becoming viral. It itself becomes viral.
Well, and there's an adjoining story to this. Wayne Carey and another woman in Melbourne were seen filmed going into a bathroom, coming out 20 seconds later, and some voice says, I've got you on camera.
Yeah.
And so both these people, Wayne Carey and this woman, have come out on the front foot. She's identified herself. They're saying, how dare you wreck my life, attempt to wreck my life like this.
I can't do anything anymore. I went for a paddle on my board.
Everyone has a camera.
To this remote sort of area, and I thought, I'm busting for a wee. So I'm just standing on this sandbar doing a wee, and I thought, someone could be zooming in on me right now.
Or what if you had to, worse, do a number 2?
Yeah.
And there's a million ways that all of us can be shamed. We might put this to the pub test next. And we've had a weekend of everyone laughing at this story. The whole world has seen this story. It's quite extraordinary. There's Donald Trump, the Epstein files and all that stuff going on.
They've gone very vague, haven't they?
And yet this man and a woman doing the wrong thing, yes, but the shame and the glee we felt, and we've torn them apart limb from limb. How are you feeling about it? We might talk about that next.
We'll put that to the pub test next.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test, where you've seen it and you're still asking questions.
This is the thing. It has united the world. People in all parts of the world woke up to see that footage of the couple who were having an affair on the big Kiss-a-thon Jumbotron.
It's not called the Kiss-a-thon. The Jumbotron.
The Jumbotron
and it goes
at the
round
Coldplay
crowd,
concert.
And Chris Martin's pointed that out.
Ooh, look at these. Either they're having an affair or it's very sharp.
Because course, he has dropped down when they realise they're on the screen. She has turned around looking embarrassed and mortified. And it's because of that reaction that someone filmed that and it has gone, as we know, viral. So in the midst of all this, there's Donald Trump and there's the Epstein files all in everyone's back page now because this story has taken over. Lots of stories about who they are, their families. He's lost his job. We don't know about the situation with her. She's married with children as well. Everyone's saying what a stupid thing to do, to have a big PDA in a public place like a Coldplay
And there's
concert.
not much sympathy I've noticed anecdotally from people.
But having said that, I saw this as a psychologist. She's walking a dog, which is why she sounds breathless.
They all seem to be doing that these days. These psychologists dispense advice whilst walking their dog.
Well, here's what she said, and I thought it was interesting.
I just feel so heartbroken for those two people, for their families, for their children, but also for everyone who's witnessing the tearing apart of these two people online, because what it says to all of us is that if you get caught in the shadows, if you get caught vulnerable, making a mistake, making a poor decision, you too could lose absolutely everything.
So we've had a few days of being like hyenas and picking over the bones, and I've shared the memes, I've enjoyed it. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable with my own reaction.
Oh, so now you feel bad.
I do.
So you've had
I've had to take an Eno. I've got heartburn.
Yes.
And I think a lot of us, is the word schadenfreude? Do you go, thank goodness that's not me?
Yeah, for the grace of God, go on.
Yeah, but imagine if you had a humiliating moment. It doesn't have to be an affair, and it suddenly becomes a viral moment and you lose everything. How are you feeling? 4 days of ridicule. As I said, we're hyenas picking over the bones. Is this okay? Is a worldwide response to this okay? Does it pass the pub test?
135522 is our number. By the way, everyone that gets on the pub test today, off to see Michael Jackson.
There you go. Speaking of worldwide humiliation.
Steady on, Michael.
Jam Nation.
What do you call this? Jonesy and Amanda.
The ABC, mate.
Brendan, God, you're exhausting. You're so exhausting.
It's nice to be back.
And it's nice to have had 2 weeks break.
And a lot happened while we were away for 2 weeks. We had the Coldplay Jumbotron Kiss Cam couple. We had that. We had Mushroom Lady. And
that court case was resolved.
Manifested. We were told that we couldn't mention the prior conviction that, the allegation that she'd tried to poison the husband before.
We'd heard about that and we were told we weren't allowed to mention that. Apparently a couple of times she'd tried to do that. And what's interesting too is that you got the impression through the trial that she was sort of this, oh, deer in the headlights, oh, what's happened? But since then, since her conviction, so many stories have come out of how manipulative she was, that she exercised coercive control over her husband and over his family, that she was conniving. A real piece of work, funnily. And often women murder this way with
poisons.
With poisons. Not often women do, but female murderers more likely to use poison than any other form.
Yeah, and even they've kept away from the prison kitchen as well.
They really have. They've kept you away from the prison kitchen.
The thing that I took away from it, the beef Wellington was very tasty, though. The pasta.
Because they ate too much.
Yeah, but the guy, he ate one bit and then his wife's half as well.
But I think also out of politeness.
And he said it was very good. No, but he said it was really good.
But also she manipulated them apparently. Well, her husband had been invited, we do know that, to that lunch. He didn't want to go, tried to tell his family not to go, but they were such compassionate Christian people.
Sure.
They went along. But what was her motive? Do we know? Was it just to hurt him?
She's a nut. That's it.
Well, but even nuts have motives.
Do they? But I'm worried because I'm a giant guts. And you know me. Like, I'd be sitting there, I'd be going, are you eating that? And you'd say, no. And I go, right, good.
It smells like rat sack, but keep going.
I feel like rat sack tonight. So the world turns on.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation. Podcast.
We're not gonna take it. I want you to get up right now. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test. And today it's all about the vitriol for the Coldplay Jumbotron couple Kiss Cam.
It's hard to remember an incident that has gone all around the world so quickly. There's so many things going on in the world that are uber important. And yet this has united the world. It really has. There's been huge glee in watching these two people face their consequences. And the consequences have been massive.
And largely not much sympathy for these two. But then this psychologist that you brought to the table...
Well, I saw this comment from her and it brought me up short.
I just feel so heartbroken for those two people, for their families, for their children, but also for everyone who's witnessing the tearing apart of these two people online. Because what it says to all of us is that if you get caught in the shadows, if you get caught vulnerable, making a mistake, making a poor decision, you too could lose absolutely everything.
Yeah.
So it's been 4 days of absolute ridicule of us like hyenas picking over the bones of these people. Is this okay? Does it pass the pub test?
Everyone's, done things wrong, and I just think it's gone too far. Like, these people, it's been exposed to the whole world. Like, I've never seen anything like it, to be honest. Like, I've never seen an affair exposed like this to this level in my whole life. And you just think about these people, their whole lives are ruined, and, I just think it's too much.
Oh, listen, I'm glad that they were named and shamed. I think that kind of behaviour is disgusting.
I think people need to put their cameras away. It's getting ridiculous. Yeah, these people have made a mistake, but it's not just them that it's affected. It's affected their family, their friends. It's a big snowball effect. People need to go and enjoy life and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing.
There's consequences and actions, and these are the consequences to both of their actions. So I have no pity for them, either of them. They've just ruined themselves, basically self-destruction.
Who really cares, mate? They've been caught. Think about the children. Think about the partners that did not know what was going on. They don't need to be put in their face every day, every minute, on every bit of social media.
I agree with the lady that posted it. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Well, that let be a lesson to all.
I saw that somebody said, not since Glenn Close boiled the bunny. Boiled the bunny has there been such a terrifying affair.
Jam Nation.
I was watching Dancing with the Stars last night, and as former players from Dancing with the Stars, you were on it in 2006. I was on it in 2013.
Then I went on to host it.
I went on to do nothing. It was interesting how I ended up on Dancing with the Stars because at the same time I'd been slated to host The Bachelor. Remember that TV show, The Bachelor? Mm-hmm. And it was all happening. And my agent said, don't worry, you won't be dancing on Dancing with the Stars. You're the Bachelor guy. You're going to be doing it.
And how did that play out?
Osher Ginsburg ended up doing The Bachelor and I ended up on Dancing with the Stars.
And now Osher Ginsburg is on Dancing with the Stars.
So I thought with... because I'm a very competitive person. So I thought, is he actually better than me? And I said to my wife, is he better than me? And she said, yes, everyone's better than you, Brendan. So I accept that.
But can I tell you, the reason you were so successful is that you were able to see criticism as water off a duck's back. Women,
it's not my forte.
It's no one's forte. But women find it very hard. I think they're harder on the women than the men. But people like a galumping fool, if you don't mind me saying. Mm-hmm. And you played that role. You tried your best. You didn't mock it. You tried your best, and that was what was charming and funny. But it's what doesn't work is if you lose your temper at the criticism, because that does not play in your favour.
You didn't watch it?
Last night?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, have a listen to this and just tell me if you think this is cringy or not. This is Osher pushing back at Craig Revel Horwood, one of the judges.
A right royal mess that was coming down the step. I don't know what that step was meant to be coming down the ramp, darling, but whatever it was fumbled.
Would you like to try going down that perspex ramp in those heels, sir? You are more than welcome to show me how to do it.
That is not my job.
But I need you to be doing it in a tango step while the person next to you is on 1 foot kicking and you're holding their momentum against you. After you.
Well, we'll do that at some other stage, darling. It was completely erratic. You were making mistakes left, right and centre, even after the ramp. There was gapping all the way through. I mean, all of these things you need to try and achieve. I mean, I think it would have been better if it was a lot simpler for you and just stuck to your guns with normal ballroom tango.
But where's the fun in trying something that's not really risky?
No,
I mean,
I get
you saw The Last Dance I did, Craig. I took crazy risks.
And that was great.
You guys said the first episode, take big risks. I said to Shani, don't simplify it. Give me the hardest version of this happiness there is. And that's what she did.
Yeah, good, but it didn't work, sadly.
I would rather have it do it and have it not work.
Yeah.
And give it a shot.
Well, let's hope the audience is on your side
hope
and
they are.
think that way as well. You know?
Oh, I can't breathe.
Ultimately, they weren't because he got voted off.
I can't breathe hearing that. The hard thing, and you would know this too, Brendan, is the point of this show is to watch celebrities do something they don't know how to do and be told off. And you have to suck it in. You always want to say, why don't you come and try my job? Why don't you learn my job in a day and see how you go? You always want to say, hey, this is really hard and I'm doing my best. But you just have to smile and say, I did my best. You cannot snip back at the judges because it sounds like that.
Exactly. You look at me when Helen said this to me.
You had a minute and a half of music, and in that time there's over 200 beats, and I don't think you hit one of them, darling.
Imagine if you'd said, why don't you come and try this? Imagine Osher on SAS Australia where you get yelled at in the face. Wouldn't handle that.
What are you talking about, come in and do this job? What, you shave a monkey down and you put it in the studio?
Well, that's your part.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Damn Nation.
Podcast.
Jonesy
Don't have bad legs.
and Amanda.
You don't have bad legs.
Where is he supposed to go?
Get him out more.
Just I don't know.
It's so nice to be back. These holidays, I have achieved so much. Didn't go away this time. Just got jobs done around the house.
You know what?
Fix motorbikes, fix my Narnia light. You know my little Narnia light that's been busted
Your
in my
little
yard?
Narnia light. You have a light in your yard that is the size of a municipal council light. You do.
It's an old street lamp from Brisbane, like from the streets, it came with the house, but I love it. But it was out. It depresses me when it doesn't work. So I fixed that. I attached poles to bricks.
I know you did.
I did.
I know you
concrete.
did. And you know how I know you did?
Go on.
Let me just start this sentence like this. You know how we have spoken recently about how irritating it is to be on a lot of WhatsApp groups? You have to get notifications. You have to step down, read them, respond. People who leave voice memos. Is that what they're called? It's not even a message that you can listen to privately. You have to actually stop and listen to it. Mm-hmm. You have taken this to the next level because in the holidays, you sent me small videos of you looking, of not even of you, of a dredge, a small video of a dredge. Was it a dredge? And then another video of other men looking at a dredge. Yeah. You sent me a video, not even a photo, of a piece of wood that you had hammered in. So rather than at the end of the day saying, hey, why don't, and I had to stop down, look at the video and respond, why don't I send you photos or videos of me turning the pages of a book? Or not even of me, just shots of a cup of tea.
I thought you would be appreciative of my life. You didn't even respond to my videos of how good is ChemSet. Have you used ChemSet? You know, that concrete, the glue, super.
You sent me that. No. And in the end I decided, I took a deep breath and I thought, like you, I thought I'm not going to respond to these because it's a new level of passive-aggressive of stop what you're doing and look at this. Well, rather than at the end of the day saying I got all these jobs done, just in a text, I got 4 videos throughout the day of things you know I hate. Dredging, hammering in bits of wood. Not even pictures of you doing it, just shots of it done.
You love dredging stuff. But enough about me.
Oh, please.
More about me. I had the honour to be on Mark Geyer. You know Mark Geyer?
Of course I do.
Good friend of the show. I was on his podcast. He does this Life in 5 thing. But I got a lot of feedback about a motorcycle accident that I had, which really sort of touched a nerve in my life because how vulnerable you are when you're lying on the road waiting for the ambulance to come.
I wish I'd seen the video. That one I'd have been interested in.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Damn Nation podcast. I was fortunate enough to be invited to go on MG. Mark Geyer has a podcast called MG's Life in 5. And you go on there and you take 5 photographs in that mean a lot to you in your life.
How many did I take up?
Well, you were in there. Of course you're in there. You know, you're my best
1 through 4
in the world. And there was pictures of me with my family. And there's a nice picture of Helen holding our grandson.
Oh,
it's a sweet picture. And there was another picture, and I've sort of, not that I've moved on from it, but I had a motorcycle accident, a pretty big one in 2014. I've had a lot of motorcycle accidents, but this one was a life-changing one. And there was a moment when I was lying on the ground when I had this accident. I actually thought, I think this might be it as far as I don't think I'm going to be riding a motorbike again. And I got a lot of feedback from people. People just reached out and they said, oh, my God, I just didn't realise what a big accident it was. And it was just so nice to be able to talk to MG about this. So this is how it went down in the podcast. I was on the Triumph Rocket 3 there.
Wow.
And that was 20 minutes into the ride, and I'm looking like a badass in the first
You are.
And then next minute, I've had this massive accident. And so I'm lying between those metal poles.
Yes.
So I went through those metal poles. That's how I ended up. So I missed the metal poles.
Wow.
And I'm lying on the ground, and that guy that's bent over me, he was a paramedic called Joe, and he was on his way to Armidale. And he was the one that taught me through it because he said, can you feel your legs? And I said, no, I can't. I can't feel my legs. And at that weekend, I think just the weekend before, Alex McKinnon had, how his life had changed with that tackle. And I'm lying in a friggin' ant's nest as well. So I could feel the ants on the neck, but nowhere else. But it's so cathartic to talk to MG about that particular
It was a
accident.
major accident. I was working with you through this, and your back was broken,
shoulder and back. And it was one of those accidents where I remember Doc Neeson, he was still alive, and he rang me, Jonesy, it was such a big deal. But I think with motorcycles, a lot of people will always say, and I ride a motorcycle every day, and they say, surely you're going to give up bikes. I can't give up bikes. I just can't.
And yet you were part of a TV show that you called Temporary Australians.
Well, yeah, because Australians, by and large, in Australia, we're better with it now, but Australians, we're pretty much discriminatory towards motorcycles. We don't like them. We don't get them.
Doctors don't like them.
Doctors, surgeons hate them, except for Charlie Teo.
People tell me how dangerous they are, of their concern for you.
But I got doctor mates that call them donor cycles, and I take that all, because the thing is with a motorcycle, the jeopardy is real. It's every day, and there is a persecution contest. I'll notice with some riders, they'll say, oh, yeah, the car didn't see me. They never see you. Every day you get cut off.
It's interesting, every accident you have, and you've had 10, that was your last big one, wasn't it?
It was actually 13 accidents.
And but you say, I learned to be I pay more attention. Then there's another one, you say, no, I was being stupid, I pay more attention. So I don't relax either.
Yeah, but, I could never give them up.
No, does Helen ever ask you to give up riding?
No, because I came with the motorbike. When we were together, I was there.
Yeah.
And there was a point when I sold the motorbike, and this is what happens when you get a woman in your relationship. The guy will sell the bike while we have kids and do all that sort of stuff, but then they never get the bike back again. And I pushed through that. I was bikeless for about a year when we had our oldest, Morgan. And then I said, I'm getting another motorbike. And I said, I thought you were over that phase. It's not a phase.
Mum, it's not a phase.
Not a phase.
At least the mullet was a phase.
And the double denim. But I'll just say this, if you're riding a motorbike, if you're about to start riding a motorbike, and I know that young fella passed away on his Honda, and that's just a tragic thing, the jeopardy is real on a motorcycle, and it's no one's fault but yours. You're the one that's responsible for the whole thing. Be instinctive. Don't be impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
It's 14 to 8. Your holidays, you went to Tasmania with your son.
With Jack. Travels with my son. I'll talk about it next.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation podcast.
You had a great time on your holidays. While I was fixing stuff, rediscovering my love of Chemset, you were down in Tasmania with Jack.
I had 5 days in Tassie. Liam couldn't come because he's got a placement in his final year at uni. And so I said to Jack, do you still want to come? And he said, yeah, I do. And even though I was paying, I was so flattered that he chose to hang out with me. It was so nice because he's on uni holidays and all of that as well. And we went to Tassie, we went to Hobart, and then we hired a car and drove up to Freycinet just to eat oysters pretty much. And we had a great time. Remember how once when I was last year and we were going to Brisbane to see my dad, and Jack turned up at the airport with the world's, like a little kindergarten backpack with Jack Oliver 6A written on it.
Yeah.
Well, this time he had a suitcase that said, we're checking in luggage. We're going for 5 days. We'll check in luggage. But I had bought him this lovely overcoat. And I said, make sure you bring, warm clothes, blah, blah. When we got there and I said, where's your coat? And he took it out. He'd scrunched it into a ball in the bottom of the bag. And so this beautiful overcoat was just looked terrible. But also at every place, every time I've ever gone away with Jack, we've had to buy a toothbrush. And often it's on day 3 that it's mentioned. So what does that tell you?
He's the opposite of Reacher.
I know, that's right. All he carries is a toothbrush.
Reacher's always got his toothbrush.
So day 3, Jack says, I need to buy a toothbrush. And I say, what's happened these last few days? Mm-hmm. And then we changed hotels halfway through and Jack left it behind. What is it? What absolutely is it? But we did have a great time. There was... State of Origin was on our last night.
What a dreadful State of Origin.
It was, but you don't know that at the beginning. We were full of optimism. We were going to go to the pub to watch it. I said, let's have a quick dinner beforehand. And a few people had recommended a restaurant. I said, it's our last night. We booked in there thinking, let's just have steak and then go to the pub. And when we walked in, it was a lovely restaurant. But what we heard was, welcome to our 7-course degustation. And so 7 courses, and we both started to panic because we were too polite to say, we've got to go.
Yeah, can you bag it up
So,
for
yeah,
us?
we were too polite. So the first, this is a wallaby terrine. It's only in Tasmania you can get wallaby that's licensed to blah, blah.
And this is the last thylacine.
And then there was a big break between these other bits, and we're counting down, saying, is that 3, is that 4? This is a scallop mousse from northern Tasmania.
That's all well and good,
And there's another bit that garnished with a locally grown herb. And finally we said, look, we don't want dessert. We have to go because we're watching the game on the phone on the table, which looked hugely bogan. But really, of all the nights, have a 7-course degustation. But we had a great time, and when we did go to pick oysters, we had this great thing where you wade out in these big waders to eat oysters out in the middle of the water at an oyster farm and drink champagne. It was lovely. But Jack's substantially taller than I am, so I had my phone in a little neoprene pack. There was just sort of a chest height, and Jack said, I'm taller than you. Let me take it. Next minute I look over and he's trying to see how cold it is if he goes down to his armpits. I say, my phone is around your waist if you don't mind.
When you were driving the car, was this theme running?
Mother and son. My neck was so tense. I haven't driven with Jack. He insisted on driving. A 3-hour drive. I haven't driven with him since our learner days.
That's right, because I taught him to drive a bit too, remember when we went
lot of stress came roaring back. He has 2 hands at the bottom of the wheel, 2 hands if you're lucky. Sometimes 1 hand at the bottom of the wheel, 1 picking his nose. And I said, for your mother's sake, 2 hands on the wheel. Please. For your mother's sake, slow down around the corners where you can't see what's coming.
And this is coming from you.
Who's a very good driver.
Jam Nation. We're just at a grab right now.
Who wants some free money?
Instant. Coin. Cash.
Moolah.
I like the sound of that.
Jonesy and Amanda's
Instagram.
We're back, baby. 10 questions, 60 seconds on the clock. You can pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back to that question if time permits. You get all the questions right, $1,000.
And you can turn it into $2,000 by answering a bonus question, but it's double or nothing.
Michael is in Narellan Vale.
Hi, Michael.
G'day, how are you?
Very well, thank you. It'd be great to have some money go off our first day back after holidays.
Oh, it would be for me, yeah,
I
definitely.
bet it would. Better for you than even for us.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we can do. 10 questions, 60 seconds, say pass if you're not sure, okay?
Okay, got it.
Michael, here we go. Question number 1. Who won the 2025 State of Origin?
Queensland.
Question 2. Pork comes from which animal?
Pig.
Question 3. Wicket is a term used in which sport?
Pass.
Question 4. Which planet is known for having rings?
Saturn.
Question 5. How many days are there in July?
31.
Question 6. A pickle is made from which fruit or vegetable?
Cucumber.
Question 7. What's the main language spoken in New Caledonia?
French.
Question 8. What animal is on the Porsche logo?
Pass.
Question 9. The sun rises in the east and sets where?
In the west.
Question 10. What's the official currency of India?
Rupee.
Ugh, it's not a ruple. It's not a ruple, it's a rupee.
Yeah.
You're mixing it with a bit of Russian, a bit of ruble, a bit of rupee. You kind of knew vaguely. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wicket. Would you have known this if you had more time? Wicket is a term used in which sport?
Cricket.
Yeah. And the animal on the Porsche logo?
Not a horse, is it?
It's a horsey. Ferrari's got it, Porsche's got it.
Horsey, as Jonesy says.
That's all. You're allowed to say horsey.
Michael,
oh, no.
You did really well, Michael, but just not well enough. I'm so sorry.
It happens to us all, mate. Have a good day. It'll be back again tomorrow. Instagram makes its return.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
podcast.
So, over the holidays, just while we were away, Chris Brown put up a socials post. It's a photo of him as a little kid in his little Speedo standing in front of a very handsome-looking dad. Graham holding a fishing rod.
Yep. He's got the stubbies on.
Yeah, he's got the stubbies on, and he's got the Brown family legs, hasn't he? The brown legs. But his dad's tall and handsome and all the rest of it. And Chris has said, somehow this guy is the big 8-0. My dad, a.k.a. Graham, Grey, and a vet to just about every dog and cat in the Newcastle region for the last 50 years, because Chris's dad, who he's very close to, is also a vet. Then comes these beautiful comments about happy birthday, Graham, etc. Hughesy, Dave Hughes writes, oh, you can tell he was a gem. Thoughts with your mate. And Chris realises that Dave Hughes has seen the picture and has misunderstood the sentiment. Because Chris said, Hughesy, I love the sentiment and he is a gem, but my thoughts are actually with the glasses prescription you're reading. He's not dead, he's just having a birthday. And then Hughesy says, I'm on a plane home from London. I just woke up to the news your wonderful dad is actually still alive. It's been a roller coaster of emotions for me. Do either you or him have a spare horse tranquilizer? And Chris said, turn back, Hughesy. The funeral's been cancelled. He'll be incredibly relieved.
And that's where we're at now. A lot of social media posts, you instantly see a picture of someone and you think,
oh, my God.
I always make sure I read before I comment.
Well, it's very easy not to. It's very easy in a busy scroll of a feed and you look at the photo and you make an assumption. So the tribal drum is going to beat for, oops, I didn't read that properly.
Well, I read that wrong.
I read that wrong, all right.
Jam Nation.
And we've been talking about Chris Brown. Dr. Chris Brown has posted a nice picture of his dad celebrating his 80th birthday.
Yeah, he's also a vet. But it's a shot of Chris as a little kid and his dad with him at the beach. And he said, somehow this guy's a big 8-0. My dad, Graham, has had a birthday. Hughesy, however, Dave Hughes has responded, you can tell he was a beeping gem. Thoughts with your mate. To which Chris has had to say, look, I love the sentiment. Thank you, but
He's
you need
alive
your
and well.
prescription for your glasses. Graham's alive and well.
The tribal drum is beating, well, I read that wrong.
Well, I read that wrong.
Rosemary has joined us. Hello, Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Hi.
And before we go any further, you've got 2 tickets to see MJ the Musical.
Ooh.
Everyone who makes it to where is getting that today.
Lovely, thank you.
Oh, what's that?
That's mine.
Okay. So I had a phone call from my sister that was in a mental state that said, oh, your son's just passed away. And I said, how come? How'd you get that information? And she said, oh, it was on Facebook to say that he's gone from someone else. And I said, gone where? And she said, it was just said that he's gone. And I said, no, it's been misread. It's been misread. And he hadn't gone at all.
What
had happened?
Yeah, it was just somebody wrote that we're sorry for your loss.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Under his name, his file.
Yeah.
I wasn't on Facebook, so I couldn't check it up. And, I had to take the day off work.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
God, Rosemary. So you've got to read the post. Remember that time I was at a wedding?
But that post, she read it and it was wrong.
But it's wrong. Remember that time I was at a wedding with Helen? We were just guests and we're all dressed up and I took a picture and I posted Helen and I in happier times as a joke.
Why would you do that?
And then people thought that we'd split
Why
up.
would you do that?
All these people. I had my mother-in-law ringing from Wollongbar. What's happened?
Well, that's not even misreading.
No,
that's just
misleading.
misleading.
It was one of those pictures, because we were both smiling and they always say in happier times.
Well, okay, do they, Brendan? Do they? I know. You should take your phone away from some people and take more of your calls.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Jonesy.
Amanda.
Tips for announcers trying to get a career in radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
I like it. Chris Brown posts a nice picture of his dad, Graham, about to celebrate his 80th birthday.
And Hughesy said, mate, sorry for your loss. He looks like a beeping gem. And Chris had to say, I think you need a new prescription in your glasses, Hughesy. Dad is alive and well.
The tribal drum is beating well. I read that wrong.
Well, I read that wrong.
Hello, Michelle.
Hello, how are you?
Very well, and everyone who makes it to air today gets MJ the Musical tickets.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
You misread what?
I went to a seafood restaurant once and it had 50% off. Well, I thought it said 50% off seafood, includes seafood. And so we ordered the great big seafood platter and lobster mornay. And when we went to pay for it, it was like $300-400.
Yeah, of course.
And I said, excuse me, it said excludes seafood. She goes, no. I said, sorry, it said includes seafood, 50% off. She goes, no, it says exclude.
Oh. You got your include and your exclude.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, no, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay for this anyway? Yeah, it was nice.
Right.
Yeah, I guess you had to pay for it.
How did you pay for it? Were you washing dishes?
Yeah, I was out the back. No, I think I scraped up the dollars to pay for it. But
you kind of have to, because they're not going to say, sorry, you misread it. Don't worry about it.
What's that, pesos?
Belinda's with us. Hi, Belinda.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Very well. What wasn't read properly?
I am normally the person that books our family travel trips, and this particular time my husband was the one who booked it. We were in Canada and we were trying to get back to Sydney, and he booked us flights to Sydney in Canada, not the ones in Sydney, Australia. There's a Sydney in, I think it's Nova Scotia or something.
No.
And yes, anyway, we ended up with a lot of time on hold with airlines trying to cancel the booking.
And it would have been a cheaper flight as well.
What a bargain.
Yes, we did think I was like, oh my gosh, he's overdoing me in the travel booking stakes. But no, it wasn't the case.
And also time travelling. It's a 3-hour flight.
Yep.
How intriguing.
And I imagine, Belinda, you let that go, didn't you?
You've never mentioned it since?
No, I have never brought that up ever again.
Of course, Belinda, of course.
Good girl. Kylie is with us as well. Hello,
Kylie.
Hey, guys.
What did you misread?
So a while back, probably going about 7 years back now, and it's probably important to tell you to start this story is that I'm no Elle Macpherson, so I've got a bit of jelly in the belly, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
So I got a new job and I was really excited about it. So I've put a bit of a post up on Facebook saying, here's to the next chapter of life, etc. I got quite a few comments back saying congratulations, we're so excited for your pregnancy. Yeah. So it wasn't even just one person. Like I did actually say on there, like, I'm so excited to be starting a new job.
Yeah, but...
yeah, and then I got quite a few, I think maybe like 3 or 4 people had messaged back to say, oh, we're really excited. When's the baby due?
No, because if one person writes it, and they're just looking at the comments, they're not reading your whole post anymore.
Yeah, that's right. At the time, I didn't even have a partner, so I was really confused. I'm like, exactly how do you think I'm having a baby?
Well, Mary Magdalene on line 4.
And did you look at that picture and you think, oh, maybe they're right?
Yeah.
Or did you?
Oh,
yeah, maybe, but it was probably the nicest picture I had of myself at the time, and so it was a bit...
No, that you don't mention a baby until it's actually crowning.
Unless I see the kid's head coming out of the area.
You don't even mention it.
What, you're pregnant? This is new?
Yeah,
could have told
absolutely.
me.
Oh, Kylie.
We think you're beautiful,
Yeah, and
okay?
I hope you've got
thank you, guys.
Karen.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Mushroom Lady, Mark Latham. What else happened while we were on holidays?
Lots of things, including...
We lost in State of Origin.
Yes, the 2 people were caught on the big Pashatron at Coldplay. And Stephen Colbert started his show with this.
Before we start the show, I want to let you know something that I found out just last night. Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May.
He said he'd only heard out of it. Yeah, he said he'd only heard that the night before. So this has come out of nowhere if you're Stephen Colbert and his supporters, but here's the story behind it. CBS is the network that airs his show, and they've said it's purely for financial reasons this show will wind up next year. We're not replacing him as host. The Late Show is over, which is just a complete shock. He has been a big commentator and opponent of Donald Trump. There's no surprise there.
And like David Letterman before him.
Well, and this is the trope of late night talk shows.
Yeah.
Everyone slags the president, particularly when there's so much to slag at the moment. He has been quite vocal in the fact that the parent company for CBS, Paramount, agreed this month to settle a lawsuit filed by Trump over an interview during the presidential race with Kamala Harris that was on 60 Minutes. They agreed, even though the lawyers said they don't have a leg to stand on, that Trump doesn't have a leg to stand on, Paramount agreed to pay $16 million of a defamation case. Colbert said on air he was offended by this, and he said that this is a technical name for this, a big fat bribe. So that's happened in the last few days, or the last week or so. The background to this big story here is that Paramount, as I said, the parent company, is trying to organise a merger with Skydance Media, for which they need approval from the US Federal Communications Commission. And Colbert has joked about that too, saying they need permission from the government, but he has slagged off the government. And then 2 days later, bang, his show is axed. The network itself has said there's nothing political here, but everyone is saying, how sus is this? He rates more than the other late-night hosts and all the late-night hosts. Trump has come out and said, I love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. I hear that Jimmy Kimmel is next. He's got even less talent than Colbert. It's not Donald Trump's business what he thinks of these late-night performers. It's really not. It is their job to be satirists. And look what's happened.
Goodness.
Interesting time for America.
Jam Nation.
Hello there, it's Jonesy and Amanda.
Come on now, sing out. It's time for the Ghoulies get together.
$20,000 cash thanks to Heron Forbes Machinery House for Gets My Ghoulies. What have we got today?
What gets my ghoulies is when you go to the theatre and you have to stand up so that people can get to their feet. There are two types of people. There's the ones that will say thank you, and then there's the rest that just don't acknowledge the fact that you've stood up to them so that they can get to their feet. It's absolute rudeness, and they are the worst, and that's what gets my ghoulies.
That's true. Do you want the front or the back? That's the thing, when someone stands up and you're in the queue.
Yeah, what I prefer to give them my bum.
Okay.
Have I misunderstood?
What else have we got?
My ghoulie is in relation to the overuse of irrelevant words when people are talking. For example, the word like and you know and 100%. You see it all the time. It's on telly. It's bloody everywhere. And these people just seem to use them more often than any other word they've ever said in their life. That's what gives me the shits.
Okay.
At least he's using relevant words.
Gets my ghoulies. If you'd like to join in, why don't you contact us via the iHeartRadio app.
Jam Nation.
All right, gold.
Our favourite caller email, a Facebook friend, wins a double pass to Keith Urban's High and Alive World Tour.
Ooh.
This is at Kudos Bank Arena, August 22, 23. You can get tickets at keithurban.com.
Our man of the match, we've got to give it to Kylie for posting that picture about her new job, but it wasn't that at all, was it?
I'm no Elle Macpherson, so I've got a bit of jelly in the belly, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
So I got a new job, and I was really excited about it, so I've put a bit of a post up on Facebook saying, here's to the next chapter of life, etc. I got quite a few comments back saying congratulations, we're so excited for your pregnancy.
Oops. Madigan is joining us after 9 o'clock. We will be back from 6 tonight for Jam Nation.
We'll see you then.
Good day to you.
Righto, you two. That's enough.
Well, thank God that's over.
Goodbye. Wipe the tears, baby, from your eyes.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation Podcast. Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.